the episode of The Office where they do the bar quiz. Remember that one? Did you see that?
Was that earlier or later?
No, later. And it's like they pick the Oscar picks like all the smart people, and then it's like Kelly and Creed and Kevin, and like they're all in this stupid group, and then they start winning because they ask all these questions, and it was like the 6th Man of the Year award for how many or whatever, and she's like, Lamar owed him, and they're like, how the hell did you know that? And he's like, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, I've seen those trophies like 15 times on that show, like, or when they do they ask what song or what state was on Ray Charles' mind in his famous song.
Yeah.
And everyone writes Georgia, and Kevin writes Seattle, like S-E-E, because he's blind.
Wow.
Dude, I love Kevin. Did you ever see the one where he comes in with the chili? It's like the beginning of the episode, and it's like the voiceover, like he's talking while you see him, and he's like, I made chili for the whole office, and like it's like an old family recipe that's been passed down, and he's talking about like how much work goes into it. He's like, I roasted tomatoes myself and crushed all the peppers, and he's walking up and he fucking spills it, and he grabs like the clipboard, like shoveling it back in and shit. He's like, I may not be good at a lot of things, but I'm very good at my chili.
That's funny.
Oh, fuck. Kevin's my favorite, man.
Is, I totally never looked this up on IMDb, but I swear, Game of Thrones, one of the Jon Snow's buddies up on the wall, totally looks like Dwight's cousin.
Really?
On the farm.
Oh, the dude with the beard?
Yeah.
Could be him.
But who does he look like?
Have you ever seen The Office when they're on the beef farm?
Who does he look like on Game of Thrones?
I don't know the guy's name.
It might have been an extra.
It's the one who just got killed at the end of season.
Oh, Gren?
Yeah.
Was it him?
I don't know. I never looked it up.
I don't think so.
Lazy bug.
Oh, I hated watching Gren die.
Yeah, that's
that shit was hard with the giant, though, man.
Oh,
but
okay. That so well.
So in the books, fucking.
Book
it's
2
actually.
Right now.
Hold on. Oh, you're on book 2? Where at?
I just started the Maester for Dragonstone.
Yeah.
Just got killed.
Fucking nuts, dude.
Yeah.
I wish that was like the first thing you see in the whole series.
There's like little things. I mean, I understand because it's a budget and you got to hire a whole, whatever. But it's like that would have been a nice little intro to the witch. Yeah. She's
nuts.
Anyway,
but on the wall.
The red.
Yeah. On the wall, there's a dude, the blacksmith. He's a fucking one-armed blacksmith, and he actually made the fucking hammer that Robert Baratheon like won his crown with and shit like that. Yeah. He used to be a Baratheon blacksmith or whatever. But anyways, he's the one that kills the fucking giant and holds the thing because Jon Snow's like, I need you to hold it.
So what's his name doesn't die in the book?
No.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Who's the character that isn't on the show yet, but he was like at the fight with Oberyn?
Howland Reed.
And he hasn't been introduced yet?
No, he was with Ned, and he's like he's the only other person that knows who Jon Snow's real mom is.
So do you think they'll like do that later?
We're supposed to meet him.
I watched that whole video on the theory of Jon Snow's mother.
Did we talk about this?
It's not really a spoiler because there's nothing.
The most
you're looking at me like no.
The most clues. The most clues are in the first book.
Yeah. I have my opinions.
In book 2, it's there's more, but in book 1, there's like shit ton of stuff.
Did you see Sean Bean's interview?
Yeah.
When he was talking about his new TV show.
Yeah, he's like, obviously it's not me.
Yeah, that's the one that threw me off. So I'm like,
what do you mean? You really thought it was Ned Stark?
No.
Oh, his father?
No, I'm just surprised he said it. Like, I was like, wow, I can't believe you just
Well, if you rewatch the show, because I was rewatching some stuff, like,
I think
he never calls him his son. He always says, like, we are blood, you are Stark.
You are Stark.
It's never... But, no, do you know about the theory of it? Like, did you...
I don't remember if I watched the video, but I think I've talked about it with somebody. Like, maybe I'm...
So
okay.
Robert,
so back,
right?
No. Back in the day, it was, there was like this giant tournament where everyone was at. It's called the Tourney of Harrenhal, and that's where Jaime Lannister got knighted as a Kingsguard.
Right. This has nothing to do with the Targaryens, does it?
Yeah.
From the raid?
Yeah.
Oh,
some people
damn.
think it's rape, and like other people think the theory is that it actually wasn't rape, but they fell in love. And like, because they even talk about it in the first book. That's like where they talk about it the most.
Because
where like
they keep saying,
they went
I'll
and
keep your secret or whatever.
He crowned her like the Queen of Love and Beauty. So she's like,
Yeah.
it was like his wife was there and he didn't fucking do that, but he like fell in love with her, gave her a blue rose or whatever. That's like her rose.
Was it Rhaegar?
Say that,
is that the one it was?
Rhaegar, yeah.
Oh,
so they're saying that Jon Snow possibly is Targaryen Stark bastard.
And be a bastard.
Yeah, because it's out of they weren't married.
We don't know that.
Yeah, we do, because he was married to.
Oh, I didn't know Rhaegar was already married.
Rhaegar was already
he
married
had
and he had kids.
Because Baratheon killed the kids right there. No, Lannister killed.
And then that's why Ned took him as his son.
Yeah.
Because he thought Baratheon would have had him killed.
Oh, I never thought of that.
So that's one of those things like you can't tell.
That's neat, man. Like that's
like,
really good fucking
he never
storytelling.
Does it, and like he's so honorable with everything else in his life. And he had just got married. He had just like, you know, he had like Rob was born while he was gone.
Yeah.
But then he comes home with another child and shit. And it's like, what the fuck? But it's that thing that he's always like pulled over his head.
His first one's like, Ned wouldn't be a traitor. He wouldn't do that. He's so honorable.
But
so
he is a bastard. Yeah. It's like,
I don't think it's his.
No.
So Sean Bean said that in an interview.
Yeah. That he said, because they were asking, would you ever be on Game of Thrones again? He's like, well, I have unfinished business because obviously Jon Snow's not my son, but they'd have to do it like flashbacks.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Man, that's.
I'd love to see him in a movie where he doesn't die.
That's like a huge thing. But like,
well, why wouldn't he have like ultra blonde hair?
Because
he's still a Stark.
No, but that's the thing that they've been showing so far. This is what kind of gets me mad with the writing, and they don't stick to it. They showed with the Baratheons and the Lannisters, because the Baratheons the father. Hold on a minute, because the Baratheons the father, the kids have always had dark hair.
It's like
so
that's
Rhaegar
the dominant gene.
Was the father,
but Rhaegar is Targaryen. No, it's not the father. It's not necessarily the father.
But that's the way they've shown.
But okay, but they're showing but this is how they show it with the Starks is Robb, Sansa, and Bran and Rickon all look like their mom more than their dad.
Arya and Jon.
Arya and Jon look the most like Ned, but like the weird thing is Arya is always referred to as like horse face or whatever, and then like you know how Bran does his whole vision thing. Eventually he like has a vision where he sees a girl that looks like Arya running around with a boy that looks like Bran, but the ages are like distorted. Like, he's like, I don't remember doing this, and it's supposed to be Lyanna with Benjen, like running around Winterfell, because he's like he can see through the trees, and it's not just one specific tree. He can see through all of them, so he can like pull stuff up, and like he sees his dad like sharpening his fucking sword, fucking ice, like by himself, like just doing his own thing. He sees like this is
they cut his head off with ice.
So
when you get to the book, you're like
fucked up.
Oh no, that pisses me off.
So
the worst part of this season is when
over.
Oh well, yeah, okay, that was fucking rough.
Yeah.
But when Tywin takes the sword and melts it down, and he just throws the wolf pelt in, the dire wolf pelt into the fire. I was like, you fucking prick. And he just breaks the hilt off.
So, in the end of season 4, TV show.
What's the end of book 3?
Bran is with the children of the forest. Is that right? Is that who he's meeting up with?
That's okay. So it's the children of the forest are the little elf people, right?
Okay,
and then the dude is Blood Raven. The three-eyed crow.
That's who that dude in the tree was.
That death son too, the little kid from Love Actually.
Jojen, yeah.
When he's just laying there like.
Oh, just and they keep stabbing. I was like, oh, stop!
Stop!
I think you got.
I was like, he's dead. Okay, he's dead.
The shitty part is in the books, it's like forever in between Bran chapters. You have no idea what's going on, but he's traveling. He's just walking through like fucking snow. But they sped it up in the games because that shit that happened where he meets the dude. That's like I want to say it's book 3, but I feel like part of it's like book 5. Like it's a huge jump because he's not in book 4 at all.
I'm getting confused with book 1 because I'm like, I don't think this happened yet, or I think there's other things that happened in season 1 that didn't get shown.
Yeah,
it's weird. And the
stuff
one that really got me, Renly. Like no mention of him being gay, right?
No, it's alluded to. The rainbow cloaks.
Yes. No, that's still.
They always kind of like
when.
No, but yeah. But that's when you finally meet him. But there's just like slight allusions to it, but it's never like.
Because in season 1,
he was stabbing the Night of Flowers or whatever.
Literally goes down on him, right?
Yeah.
In season, okay. Yeah. That's why I was like, I didn't get that at all in the book.
Oh, yeah,
I think it's a cool thing that they do, like, you know, make it, shake it up. You know, they don't really have like a gay character.
The funny
Well, it's interesting because in the book 1, he already married, what's her name from
Marjorie. Yeah, but they never consummated it.
No, but they already said it. And I'm like, oh wow, they never mentioned of him being gay.
The funny thing that I always notice about like Game of Thrones, like the recap every episode where it's like previously on Game of Thrones, and they point out like it's so specific to like what, like if you don't know what the new episode is going to be about at all and you watch the recap, you're like, oh, this is exactly what's going to be covered in every instance. Like I feel like it's like
we can't do that. They did it.
Game of Thrones for dummies.
Yeah.
And it's like a 3-second scene from the first season that someone's like, hey, remember that guy? And then it's like, oh, that's who that guy is now. Like, what the fuck?
I shouldn't have done this.
Oh, this is why.
You know, that dude in the tree, he's a Targaryen also.
Really? At the end of the season, the
brain goes to seize.
Really?
He's Targaryen?
Yeah. So
Targaryens.
Targaryens.
Me out that I kind of got it in the TV show, but it totally reinforced it in the book was the Maester at the Wall.
The father.
Okay. Yeah, he's Targaryen.
Does he know that? Does he know about Jon Snow?
I don't think
is he aware?
No. I don't think so.
So that would be his grandpa?
That would be his grand uncle.
Yeah, it's an uncle.
Okay.
It's the brother of
his
the Mad King.
Yeah, the Aemon's brother.
Oh, okay, so he
had a son, and then his son had Rhaegar.
He's the Mad King's
brother.
No.
I thought it was his brother.
No,
the blind guy.
He's the Mad King's uncle.
Oh, okay.
Sure?
Yes.
I thought it was his brother.
Nope. Trust me.
So technically, Daenerys would be his cousin?
There's prequel books called Dunk and Egg. It's like the Dunk and Egg Tales. No, it's actually really fucking cool. It takes place 100 years before all this shit goes down. And they actually
George
mentioned
R. Martin wrote them?
Yeah, he's written all of them. They're still going.
See, he makes me mad because I open the book and I see a list of all the books he's done that aren't Game of Thrones. Like, cut it out. Cut it out. Finish this shit.
Fucking
cut it out.
Really? He does a lot?
He has a lot of other shit.
Anyway, sorry.
But so they take place 100 years before, and it follows this dude who was like, he's like 16 at the beginning of it. He's a squire for this hedge knight, so he just walks around. They don't have a castle, they don't have anything. They just like go with like mercenaries or whatever. And the dude is really old and he dies. And so the kid kind of takes over his shit, and he's like, well, I'm a knight now. Like he knighted me since he's a knight. He can do that. He stumbles upon this little kid that's bald, and like kind of doesn't want to help him, but ends up kind of helping him and like protecting him. And it turns out that little kid is a Targaryen prince, right? And he's traveling around in like regular clothes, and like he got lost from his brothers and shit like that. So turns out he gets to be like the bodyguard for that guy, and eventually, like it's the 4th son of this other Targaryen prince. So that guy becomes king, and then all the brothers in front of him, Aemon being one of them, Aemon being the one right before him, but Aemon, instead of being part of the political system, he went to the wall. He went to not to the wall, but to go be a maester to the Citadel, and learned all the shit, got all that down. And when it came to him, like, hey, do you want the throne? He was like, no, I want to be a maester. So then it went to Egg. That was his name. And as he grew up, like fucking Sir Duncan the Tall, they talk about him in the show. He became Kingsguard and shit like that. So it goes around them.
So was Aegon his brother?
It was Aegon. Aegon was the dad of the Mad King.
And Aegon was Aemon's brother.
Aemon's little brother.
Okay.
Aegon. His name's Aegon.
Aegon.
But
I guess they did mention him.
Yeah, they mentioned it a couple times. They kind of tie it in a little bit.
So he's Daenerys's. So are Jon and Daenerys on the same?
Jon and Daenerys would be uncle or no
cousins.
No, not cousins. They would be aunt and
because who's Daenerys' dad?
Daenerys' dad is the Mad King, which is Rhaegar's dad.
So
it goes Daenerys and Rhaegar,
sister.
and Rhaegar, Daenerys, and Viserys, the one that gets his fucking.
He got his crown.
Huh? Yeah.
He has crown.
He got his crown. He got his crown. So those three
That
are
was
all
fucking badass.
they're all blood, and then it goes like under that would be Jon Snow for Rhaegar, right? And then above
really?
that is the Mad King. Then above that is Aegon.
Okay,
And then
so-
that's where Aemon's at.
So they're half brother sister, Daenerys and Jon Snow.
No.
Because you just said
No.
if Rhaegar's the dad.
No. Rhaegar is not Daenerys' dad.
Oh, no,
Mad
no,
King
sorry,
is.
sorry.
Yeah, the Mad King is Daenerys' dad.
You're right.
Okay, so they would
So it's
be.
his
She would
aunt.
be his aunt.
Yes. Yeah, they'd be. Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go.
Yeah, and the whole thing is everyone like the whole theory comes from that. There's 3 heads to the dragon.
Yeah.
She has 3 dragons. She needs 3 riders. So it's everyone's thinking like the top 3 are pretty much it's Daenerys with Drogon, obviously.
Yeah.
And then Jon Snow with whichever one. And then everyone's thinking Tyrion for the last one,
Really?
which is a little weird. It
love
could go
Tyrion,
either
but I
way.
don't know about that one.
But
Yeah, I just don't-
everyone says that he might be like a secret Targaryen bastard.
What?
Yeah.
How?
It makes more sense for Jaime and Cersei to be that because it's the way like the story works. But apparently, Tywin and the Mad King grew up together. Like Tywin was a squire for him and shit like that, or they were squires together or some shit like that. And they grew up together. Tywin became the Hand of the King when he was like 21, when the fucking Mad King became king and shit like that. So he was like, they just had their fucking thing together. Tywin had Joanna, which was his wife, who has all his kids and shit like that. But apparently the Mad King took certain liberties with their relationship and his kingship. And so, like, ever since then, it was like, oh, he didn't really
That sounds like kind of a stretch, though.
That would be
It's a
interesting.
little
'cause
bit of
then
a stretch, but-
Joffrey wouldn't necessarily be incestual if it was Cersei or.
He is. It's,
No,
it's Jaime and Cersei having Joffrey.
Yeah.
Not-
Are they twins?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize
They
that.
came out holding each
Oh
other.
yeah, you're right. You're right.
Ugh, that's creepy.
I've read that book and watched that show too many times. I know all the lines. This is fucking terrible.
came out
So
holding each
the other
other
one I had a question of, I think the relationship is correct. The Commander of the Wall.
Jorah or Gior,
Gior.
the old
His
guy, old bear.
son, is it the one who was with Daenerys?
Yes.
Who got banished?
Jorah
Yeah.
Mormont. Yeah.
By Ned?
That fucking
Yeah.
killed me, man. This season
when
with
she
him.
sent him off.
Ah,